Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Neo, and this is my Ask Anything chat with my man, Steve Harvey. I'm here to celebrate my brand new album, Self-Explanatory, and answer all of the questions that you've submitted. So let's get to it. All right. Allison from Cleveland, Ohio asks, what was your favorite part of creating this new album, writing, recording, performing? Okay, this is a question with a few parts to it. All right. Favorite part of creating this new album, honestly, I was just excited to get some more music out there, man. Get some more music out to my fans. Kind of let them know what it is that I've been going through over the last 4 years. Writing, recording, performing. These are things that I love to do anyway. These are things that I would do for free. So just the creative process itself is the enjoyment for me. I just enjoy the act of being in the studio, coming up with an idea, coming up with a concept, and then trying to bring that concept to life through some music. Like that's fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Other people have different things they do with their pastime. And normally if I have some time to myself, you'll probably find me in the studio somewhere trying to create some music. So yeah, the funnest part for me was just the creative process itself. Hope I answered your question, Allison. All right. Sheridan from NYC. Can you share what artists have been the source of influence and inspiration for you? Absolutely. Influence and inspiration. So there are 5 male artists that I call these my 5 kings. If I could meld these 5 artists into one artist, this is the artist that I've always aspired for Neo to be. And those 5 artists are Prince, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Sammy Davis Jr., and Marvin Gaye. These are the artists who I studied I learned how to sing, mimicking Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. I learned how to perform through, what Sammy Davis Jr. was doing, what Prince was doing. Marvin Gaye has always been a creative inspiration for me. Just his mind when it came to music was uncanny. So yeah, there you go. All right. Melissa from Los Angeles says, how long did it take you to write and release Self-Explanatory? This album took almost 4 years to complete. Of course, the pandemic and the quarantine and all that. So, those 2 years, I wasn't really doing much with music at all within those 2 years, honestly, because I was just concerned about, making sure that my children and my mother and my family was all protected, so that we didn't, suffer the brunt of this whole quarantine, this whole COVID thing. I started the process in 2018, started writing on this album in 2018. I caught a slight snag around 2019. Kind of looking at the industry, looking at, the fact that everything has changed. And I got in my head a little bit, started second guessing myself, trying to figure out where I fit in this whole thing. And, so that took a little toll on me. But I basically just had to get back to the knowledge that I do music because I love music. It's not to sell records. It's not to be relevant or whatever the case may be. I make music because I love it. I make music because I don't have a choice. It's part of my DNA. So there you go. Hope I answered your question. All right. Oliver from Essex, England. Hey, Neo, new album rocks. Thank you so much, man. Want It All or Nothing is such an awesome and different sound. How did that song come about? Can you please give a shout out to my mom, Tracy, from Chigwell? We've both been fans since In My Own Words. Much love, Tracy. Much love, Oliver. Appreciate the love. Okay, Want It All or Nothing. So shout out to my man Spring Break, who produced that record. I felt the same way that you felt. So he brought me the track first. And the second I heard the track, I felt exactly the way you did, that it was just a different sound and like a different swing, a swing that I had rarely used and that wasn't really being used a whole lot in music right now. So I was instantly attracted to it. And then the song itself, the concept for the song came from a very interesting conversation that I was having with my sister. A lot of, I won't say a lot of my songs, but a good number of my songs have come from conversations that I've had with my sister. She's an interesting character, and her outlook on life is just really, really interesting. So she was talking to me about, some little dude that she was messing with it. And, it basically came out of her mouth. Like, listen, you want all of it or you don't want none of it? And I'm like, want it all or nothing. That's an interesting concept. Sat down and got to writing, and the song was the end result. Yeah. So shout out to my sister, Nikki, who helped me put that song together, who helped come up with the concept and the whole nine. All right. Let me see. All right. Nina from Toronto, Ontario. What would you say is the most challenging thing about putting out a new album? The most challenging thing about putting out a new album. Okay, so what can be the most challenging thing is just living up to the expectation, especially if you've gotten any success before, if you've done anything that the world accepted and really, really rode with you on. There's now an expectation for you to do it bigger and better the next time. There's a pressure there that says, you have to, there's an expectation you have to live up to. There's a pressure that falls on you to be as good as you were, if not better than you were the last time they saw you or the last time they heard you. I can honestly say, I don't tend to let this pressure bother me as much anymore. I just mentioned 2019, how I kind of fell into that rut where I was second guessing myself and whatnot. Once I got out of that rut, I made sure that I would never fall into that rut again by just simply keeping at the forefront of my brain that my only real obligation to this is to be an artist and to do what an artist does, which is produce art, honestly, truly, genuinely, from my soul, from my artistic integrity. And, that's what it's about. So the pressure to be really good or to do something really well, oh God, I hope everybody loves it, I don't really let that stress me too much no more. I'm rocking out the way I rock out, and the like-minded people are going to rock out with me. And anybody that doesn't want to rock out with me, you have a billion different options out there. And that's that. There we go. All right. Kristen from Chicago, Illinois. What's something you're proud of but never get the chance to talk about? That's a good question. Something I'm proud of but never get the chance to talk about. You know what? To be honest, I've kind of been a bit of an open book my whole career. You know what I'm saying? And the things that I'm the most proud of tend to be the things that people want to talk to me about. So I can't really think of anything that I'm proud of that I don't get to talk about. I get to talk about my children. I get to talk about, my career. I get to talk about the fact that I'm blessed enough to do what I love as my profession. You know what I'm saying? I talk about it all the time. So yeah, I can honestly say there's nothing that I'm so proud of that I do not get a chance to talk about. I've been blessed to be able to talk about all of the things that I'm proud of throughout my career. No, thank you. Come back later. Sorry, that was the housekeeping people. Yeah. All right. Are we ready? Okay. Erica from Grand Rapids asks, when was the last time you got anxiety or felt nervous before a performance? The last time that happened was the last time I performed. I get nervous before every performance, every single performance. And I've always told myself, if I ever got to that place where I wasn't nervous anymore, that I would quit. Because if I'm not nervous anymore, it means I don't care anymore. And if I don't care anymore, then there's no reason to do it. See, the reason that you get nervous is because you want to do well. It means something to you to do well. You don't want people talking about you crazy because you got up there and hit a faulty note or fell on your face or all of the many things that could happen when you're on stage. You want to do well. You want to give the people a good show. And that's why you get nervous, because you start thinking about all the things that could possibly go wrong. And the chance that you might not do well is what makes you nervous, is what scares you. So whenever I don't care about doing well anymore is the day that I won't do this anymore, because that means that I don't care about the craft anymore. I've received everything I can receive from it. I've given everything that I can give, and I'm done. I don't see that day coming anytime soon. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, thank you for all of your questions, and thank you for watching my Steve Harvey Morning Show, Ask Anything Chat. Thank you for all the love and support for my brand new album, Self-Explanatory. I love y'all to death. My name is Neo. Peace and love.